Hello, welcome back to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and today we are talking about 3 design mistakes that are ruining your decor right now. These are actually pretty easy fixes, and I think that these will completely transform the way you see your home, the way you shop for your home, and the way you create it. And I think it'll be a really, really powerful video that'll really get you excited and inspired about really creating your ultimate dream spaces. So if that sounds good, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, because we are quickly approaching 375,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. We really do just have an amazing community of design enthusiasts, and we just have so much fun chatting about these things. And I think that you'll find that the community here is just amazing, and I hope you'll also enjoy the videos as they come out. So let's jump into today's video, because I'm so excited. I haven't even stopped to get coffee. I mean, that's excited. Let's jump in. Okay, the biggest design mistake that we all can make, and even as designers, we really struggle with this as well, and that is falling into the trap of designing and decorating with whatever is on trend. Now, of course, we talk about trends a lot on this channel, and sometimes things tend to be trending that we really like. But a lot of times the videos on the channel are actually about trends that we're avoiding, because when you understand your style and when you really hone into who you are, you start to become a little bit more trend proof. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy some of the trends or that something you like is suddenly trending. One of the cabinet companies that we work with told us, this has been a little while ago, but he said, the thing that I've learned is that I will always be in business, because every 5 to 7 years, kitchen trends change. And every 7 to 10 years, they go completely out of style. And I was like, wow, okay, that is insane. But if you really think about it, and you think about what styles have kind of come and gone over these last 5 to 10, even 15 years, you're like, yeah, it really is true. So can we trend proof our homes? Do we want to trend proof our homes? I don't know. You might be somebody who just loves to try every single trend that comes out, and you're always going to be painting your house and changing things up, and that actually is a style. It's part of your ethos, and you're a very experimental person. But for most of us, deep down in the nether regions of our souls, we have a dream home, a place that would be the ultimate place that we would want to call home. And if we take the time to really think about what that home looks like, then we will find ourselves not being moved by these constant batterings of trends, and instead we will focus, we'll hunker down, and we will be careful and plotting as we really grow out the home of our dreams. The other thing that I've done that can be really helpful, it can be helpful to get on Pinterest, it really can be, and you can just type in like interior design styles, and it'll kind of give you different styles and things. That can be helpful. It can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, and depending on what you've looked at previously on your social media, you are going to get fed similar things to whatever you've been looking at. So you may not discover something new that way. Here in Atlanta, the architectural styles are very varied, and that's one of the things that I've always loved about Atlanta, is that you really can have almost any kind of home, and you can just drive down the road and you're gonna get a peek at all different types of homes. So one of the things Jack and I love to do is we love to go for long walks in our neighborhood, and we just walk the streets, and we started talking about if we could pick a house off this street, which is the house that we would choose. It's a little game that we play. And so we started to notice a trend that we were always picking either homes that were white or homes that had a lot of stone. And so it really helped us to really realize what our ultimate style was. And then I'm able to hone in what I'm buying for my house and the way I'm thinking about it. And then everything just kind of starts to fall into place. And you're able to say, well, this create that style? No, then let me pass on this, and then let me say yes to this instead. So another hang-up for decor, and one that can be quite a big mistake, is that a lot of times we feel like we're supposed to pick one style. Yeah, that's a huge decorating mistake, because most of us love lots of different styles. Some of us love almost everything. And that, for me, like, I have a few things. It's almost easier for me to choose the things that I don't like, because there's so many things that I do. And it can be really overwhelming if you're like me and you have a lot of different styles. Well, a lot of times we feel at war inside of ourselves, because, or at least I do. Maybe you don't deal with this. Maybe it's just me. That is possible. This could just be me. I don't think so, though. I hear you guys. I read your comments. We chat together, and I really think that you guys struggle with this too, where you feel like you have to choose one style. I'm gonna be a farmhouse. I'm gonna be a cottage. I'm gonna be contemporary. I'm gonna be one. And the color palette, the house, the design, like the decor, everything has to match this, like the essence of someone's creation of what that style means. I think you're kind of seeing where I'm going. I don't think you have to choose one style. It can be a bit tricky when you try to combine certain things that don't inherently go together. And I would say that in my style, because I have such a wide range of styles that I really love. I love French country. I love English countryside. I love contemporary. I love modern, a Scandinavian modern. Oh, bring it. Love it. I love cottages. I love that East Coast style. I love West Coast style. California, oh my goodness. Like some of those gorgeous, more contemporary style homes in that like California, just contemporary, like I just picture like limestone floors and olive trees, lime washed walls. It's like, when you start to see that you love all these different things, it can be a little bit overwhelming trying to pull them together into a space that feels cohesive. You don't want to feel like, you don't want to sense that you feel crazy in your house, right? Like it doesn't matter what people think. Like this is about you and what you like. So for me, one of the tricks that I've done over the years is I've used a color palette. So you'll see that I'll mix like traditional velvets with a little bit more of a contemporary kind of like striking style. And then I've got like a sculpture. And then here, let me move you here. You can kind of see I've got something more classic here with the pot and the lime. And I don't know, you guys have seen my room so many times in so many iterations, and you can really have a lot of fun styling up the accessories and things like that. But when it comes to the furnishings, I think trying to choose what percentage you want your home to be of each of these styles, right? Like the more you have, the more you'll have to really think through how they go together. So what I like to do is I would say that my home is about 75% classic, and then I've got a little mix of some Scandinavian mixed in there. I've got a little bit of traditional mixed in there. I've got a little bit of that kind of contemporary California style. I kind of designate the percentages to them. And I think that as long as you have one main one that really dictates the overall style, it'll really help the space feel pulled together, and then tie it together with a color palette. I think all of those things really just give you a cohesive feeling where all the things that you love find a place where they belong together. And a lot of designers, I've heard designers say, if you love it, you'll find a place for it. Well, if you're a designer, that's kind of your job. It's our job to make things look nice together. So if you aren't a designer and you haven't spent your life studying it, I think that can be a little bit harder than people think. So I wouldn't recommend only just buying whatever you love and never thinking about where it's gonna go. I think you should think about it. I think you should think about how you would want to display it, where it will go, and then how does it fit into the overall aesthetic that you're really going for. And if you can say, check, 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 all these things are gonna look great together, then buy it. Otherwise, you might want to pass. Okay, this is one that I at times struggle with, and I think part of it is from having experienced so many different cultures, and that is personalizing the home. Recently, I've really started to realize that I don't feel completely at home without those things. I just don't. So I've started to add them back in. I'm starting to add in little picture frames with the kids. I've ordered a bunch of stuff, so stay tuned. If you haven't hit subscribe, make sure you hit subscribe because we're gonna be sharing more. And P.S., if you have not checked out the new living channel, you've got to check it out. We've got a living channel where the vlogs are going to go. If you missed those Friday with V vlogs, they're gonna be over on the House of Valentina living channel. And by the time this goes live, there should be more up. So you'll get to see it. Yeah, so make sure you check that out. I'll leave a link down below. But I do think that personalizing your home is really important, and that's something that I'm working on in my home. You can look around your home and say, oh, everything could be like, oh, you guys know, okay? I love to buy things from Amazon. It's no secret. I buy stuff all the time from Amazon. But there's personal things that are in my home that I've collected when I travel that aren't available on Amazon. There's pictures of my kids. There's things that make my house mine. And I think that when you include those things into your home, it becomes more than just a showpiece. It's more than just, oh, all your friends and family will think that you're a decorating genius and it's pretty to look at, but that it has this sense of belonging to you and you belonging to it. And I think that that comes in through personal pictures. I think it comes through collected art. I think it comes in through your collected pieces, maybe that you've traveled and purchased. You don't even have to leave your house. You could just find personal items shopping. I love to shop on Etsy. I love going there because they've got all these beautiful vintage items, and it's stuff like that. Things that catch your eye, the little things that make your house feel personal to you. You don't even have to leave your sofa. You can sit on your sofa and shop places like Etsy and find those items that really just personalize your home. And the ones that you choose will be your choice, right? And the books on your shelves, they're the books that interest you. And I really think, oh, and even like the flowers and things that you might clip from your garden. All of these things come together to create a very personalized look in your home. And so I would warn against making everything feel like it's really perfect and removing, too much of the clutter. I mean, we talk a lot about removing clutter because sometimes people are on the other end where it's overwhelming. But I think you can stand a chance of not feeling completely at home in your house if you remove all of it. Sometimes you need a little clutter. A little clutter is kind of healthy for the soul. Things that you've got, things that you've collected, things that you love, those things that make you remember places you've been, memories with family members and friends. I think those things are really important. And I think sometimes I want to get better about talking about more of that on this channel. And when we give our home tours, really taking time to show you more of those in our own home, because I'm busy telling all the bigger stuff, right? And those little stories to me are what really make your house feel special and warm and inviting and nurturing and home. It makes it feel like home. So yeah, those are just a few decorating mistakes that I've been thinking about, that like we were going into a new year and it's like, what do I need to make sure in this year I nail? These are those things. And the longer I do this, the more I just realize how important each of these is. So I hope you found today's video super helpful. Let me know down in the comments about how you feel about each of these. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if there's one you need to be working on, or if one you've been nailing and you've got great tips and tricks to share with our community. We love all getting down into that comment section and reading each other's tips and tricks and struggling through these things together. Sometimes it's really good to know you're not the only one that struggles with these things. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and thank you again for joining me. I suppose I better go find my coffee now. Until the next one, bye guys.